let's go to Ivan K. Walunyolo, who is in Karamoja, to give us what is on the ground right there.
Well, thank you very much, Chris and Priscilla. I am coming to you from Moroto Central Police Station. Here, of course, where we know it's one of the areas that is synonymous with very many things, among them cattle wrestling. We have female genital mutilation, among others, that of course government has tried in its own way to see that it fights. But as we speak about this, the conversation cuts across. This beautiful morning, to speak about crime and community interventions, I am joined by the regional police spokesperson for Karamoja, and that is Assistant Inspector of Police, Afande Mike Longole. Thank you very much for joining me on NTV. Afande, we know you as police have been making efforts to stop and curb the vice that this region was synonymous with. Among them is cattle wrestling. We have gender-based violence in the region. But what update can you give us that as police you've been able to achieve?
Of course, for us as police or security organs, our work is to ensure that Karamoja is like a part of other parts in Uganda. That is our major aim. Of course, the major crime here, as you have mentioned, is cattle wrestling. We have also these cases of assaults where people are fighting. And of course, it's the highest crime that we are registering in this region. Cattle wrestling and assaults. Those are the major crimes. Of course, our effort is to fight for these crimes to reduce. That is our major effort. How do we fight these crimes? One, the government on the 17th of July 2021 launched a program called Usalama kwa Wote Operations, which is the disarmament program to disarm these Karamoja warriors, because the major cause of violence here is through guns, murder by shooting, brought about by this cattle wrestling. Yes.
Afande, we will go to gender-based violence, and to be specific, we talk about female genital mutilation in the area that government through the Ministry of Gender was fighting. How far has this gone in this community?
The areas where we experience this FGM is in areas of Tapashi in Moroto district and Pokot in Amodat. That is where the FGM is. We have so far carried out prosecutions. We arrested the culprits and we prosecute them. Since 2018, we have prosecuted 3 of them, and they are serving sentences in different prisons. Others are still here in Moroto prison. They are serving their sentence because of FGM.
Despite this, we have information that of late it is increasing the area. What don't people know about this? Is it mindset change that has become really so, hard to adapt to, or what is the challenge?
The major challenge here is the areas where FGM is being practiced is unreachable areas. Like, for example, you have to climb up the hill, Mount Moroto, up there. That is where it is being practiced. That's why our coverage reaching there is also difficult. But we are trying through our community development officers for Tapache sub-county and Katikekile to ensure that we are in touch with them, because they are members of the community. They are members who know these people. They even know where most of these villages are. So we are partnering with them. We are working together with the local government staff to ensure that we reach those communities. But of course, the aspect of sensitization is very, very important for the message to reach the community. Although we are reaching the community in a other way, through arrests and prosecution, we need also a mindset change that this act of FGM is bad. That is what we should do.
But are these cases being reported anywhere? You need to have maybe liaison officers that can record cases on your behalf, because you are saying, I have been to one of the communities about 50 kilometers away from here. And so if you want to do routine checks, I know that it becomes difficult for you.
Now, of course, for us as security forces, there is nothing very difficult for us, because we have to, by nature of our training, we are supposed to be hardened. We are supposed to go where others cannot reach. That's why we undergo vigorous training to ensure that we reach. But most of the issues here we have is, one of them is the language barrier. Of course, to talk to the people of Tepet, to talk to the people of Pokot, needs a person who is a Pokot himself to translate, because most of them, they have not gone to school. They use local language to talk to us. Sometimes, even if you go with a team, you find that if there is no translator, it becomes a difficult thing.
Your last words to the people of Morota and Karamoja generally, the sign of a family.
Of course, my word to the people of Moroto and Karamoja at large is, we are carrying out the disarmament exercise. Of course, we still receive guns voluntarily. There are people who are bringing voluntarily, and we welcome them, because those are people who have seen the badness of having a gun. Of course, there are some leaders also who are still hiding these people. We are asking the chairman LC1, where do these raiders come from? You know everybody in the village. When they are going for raid, you know. When they are moving where, you know. Of course, another big aspect which we have, which is bringing problems here in Karamoja, is excessive consumption of alcohol. Waragi, this local brew, they bring it from Jinja. They transport it using vehicles. That is one of the things we are fighting, to ensure that this waragi does not reach here. We have impounded over 5,000 jerrycans of waragi. We have also disposed of, through court, over 4,000 jerrycans of waragi. So we still have about 1,000 jerrycans in our stores in Karamoja here. Of course, it does not only bring fighting and so forth. It's also an aspect in raids. Waragi is a factor in raid, because when people take waragi, they fight. When people take waragi, they go for raid. It gives them courage
to
go for an attack.
Bullets? It's a question that I have just remembered to ask. Where do they get the bullets to use in these raids and fights they do? Have you subjected yourself to have you taken time to investigate where they find these bullets?
Of course, for us it is also a question which we were asking ourselves. Of course, for us as security, we have a porous borders, as I told you. Western Kenya is not disarmed. The bullets are there, the other side. And these people, you cannot differentiate. When a Karamojong is dressed and a Turkana is dressed, they move together. They even come here to town together. So you find that most of these bullets are coming from Kenya, that is around Turkana. And then these bullets are also coming from this side of Karenga, that is South Sudan. That is where the Toposa of South Sudan are the ones they bring. We have intercepted very many at the checkpoints. You find that the motorcycle is moving. When they check a motorcycle, one motorcycle was abandoned. It had bullets and it had 2 guns. We just stopped at the checkpoint. The man moved as if he was going to shortcut and took off. It made us suspicious that what is in this bag. Later we found that it was guns being brought inside Karamoja from South Sudan.
Well, for time reasons, we'll leave it here, Fande. But thank you very much for making time to speak to us.
Thank you.
Okay. Assistant Inspector of Police, Mike Longore, speaking to us about gender-based violence, security stand in the area, among others. But of course, for time reasons, I want to get back to the studio. Very good morning to you and our audience.
All right, thank you very much, Ivan K. Walinyolo, for that interview. And of course, that will do it for this edition of Morning at 10 TV, this 10th day of January. It's been a pleasure having your company. Of course, we shall be looking forward to being with you again tomorrow. For now, though, that's it. Goodbye. Have yourselves a lovely